Hey guys, it's Arlette from Chasing Joy, and finally I have a baby making update for you guys. If you saw, I guess the last video was about my cycle 5, where I thought was going to be my 5th IUI and how it was a bust. How it didn't happen because I ovulated too early in the month, and the doctor felt that the egg wouldn't be mature enough, so had to skip that month. So this is actually, I'm now counting cycles instead of IUIs since I had to skip. So this is cycle number 6 since I've been actively trying to conceive. And normally I'd be doing, what's the plan? You know, what's the plan for my next IUI? But that's not the case with this video. I feel like my body is betraying me or turning against me, because cycle number 6 is not going to include an IUI either. I'm having to skip another month, which is disappointing. I mean, when I first started out, now 6 months ago in this process, I imagined that I would be pregnant by now. I have a friend's wedding coming up, and I had imagined what dress that I would wear because I would probably be showing. And here it is, just a couple weeks before her wedding, and I'm not even pregnant. And not only am I not pregnant, I'm skipping months of trying. So, you know, it's I guess disheartening. So anyway, let me tell you guys what happened. So after skipping cycle 5 and ovulating that early, the doctor said she wanted me to come in and redo my fertility test that I did in beginning, just to see where we were, because it had been about 6 months. And basically, since I started actively trying to conceive, my the day that I was getting my LH surge, which is the hormone that tells your body to ovulate, the day I had been getting that surge had been, you know, getting increasingly earlier in the cycle. And last month I had that surge on cycle day 8, which was like crazy early. So because that had been happening, she felt it was a good time to like take another kind of snapshot at where I was in the fertility process. So we did that. So I was supposed to call when I got my period on cycle day 1, and then come in for ultrasound and what they call it your sorry, they call it your day 3 test in ultrasound, but they really can take place anywhere between days 2 and 4. So I called when I got my cycle, and I was able to go on right the next day on cycle day 2. And what I imagined was going to happen was they were going to do this blood work, and they were going to do an ultrasound, and everything would look good, and then they would do the blood work, and they would call me and say that all my blood work was still good, and that it was just a fluke weird cycle, and that I would proceed probably doing the monitoring, like I did with my last IUI number 4, with the maybe the Clomid. I wasn't sure about the Clomid, but with the Overdrill injection and monitoring. And my plan was to use a brand new donor. Okay, so that's what I thought was going to happen. That is not what happened. So I did go in and do the ultrasound and the blood work on cycle day 2, and as soon as she started the ultrasound, she said, "Oh, you have a cyst on your right ovary. About 20, I think she said 22 meters. She said it was small and nothing to be too worried about, but automatically in my head I knew that means I'm not going to be able to try and get pregnant this month. So I was already kind of bummed, and I was thinking about, you know, I guess I'll do this video telling you guys that I wasn't going to be trying this month. But so I'll wait to find out for sure. So I waited a couple days, and then the nurse called and told me that my blood work was back. And she said, she told me part of my blood work was back. and she told me my FSH number, which had not really changed much from the previous one. It was slightly higher, but it was still under 10, which is where they like it. But the interesting thing was, initially my doctor told me that they like the FSH number to be under 10. When the nurse called, she said, oh, it's 9 point whatever. It's a little higher than it was, but we like it to be under 8. And I was thinking, that's not what the doctor had said. So I don't know if it was just a difference in maybe where the nurse was trained versus the doctor's opinion, or if the doctor was trying to stay optimistic with me, or what, or if this was like a new, sometimes things change in terms of what they like. So I wasn't sure, but anyway, but it basically hadn't changed. My estrogen was slightly higher, but nothing was really concerning about those numbers. So I said to her about the cyst, and she said, oh, I didn't know you had a cyst. She had not looked at my ultrasound yet. The doctor had those. She just looked at the blood work. So I asked her, would I be able to try this month? She said, well, probably not, because normally when there's a cyst, they like to make sure it's all cleared up to give you the best chance to get pregnant. Even though a cyst would not prevent you from getting pregnant, from what I read online from Dr. Google. But I guess when you're doing the fertility medicines, they don't want to, I guess, invest all that in a cycle that's already kind of odds against. So I was then, bummed, but I said, okay, well, maybe next month I'll be trying. So the next day, I get another call from a different nurse who was helping my nurse out. My nurse, I'm thinking maybe took vacation or was just busy. She called to tell me that the rest of my blood work was in, and that my TSH number, which is like your thyroid hormone, was high. And the doctor wanted me to come in and redo it, and depending the outcome of that, I might have to see an endocrinologist. So then I was really bummed. So today, so a couple days later, I went in and did that blood work. I had to do it fasting. So I did it first thing in the morning, and then today they called, and indeed my TSH number, which is I think it's thyroid stimulating hormone. I think that's what it is. I could be completely wrong, but I think that's what it means. Well, that number was too high, only slightly. I think normal was below 4, and mine was like 5 point whatever. Then they did a panel to look at some of the other thyroid numbers, and all those were normal, but this one was high. It was one other hormone that was abnormal from the first test. That was my prolactin was too high, so they did a panel on that, but those tests aren't back yet at the time of this video. But anyway, I'm sorry I'm babbling on, but long story short is I'm not trying again this cycle, because now I have to go see an endocrinologist who will try and help me get, I guess, the thyroid numbers back where they're supposed to be, and that should increase my odds of getting pregnant. But I'm just getting kind of bummed that I feel like my body's working against me. Sorry about that. My iPad got full and stopped recording. But basically what I was saying was, I feel like my body is betraying me and turning against me, and overall it just makes me anxious about what's going on the inside. Like, am I getting too old? I mean, I know I'm over 35, but I just turned 35 a couple months ago. So I still feel like I look young, I feel young, but it's a whole different story when it comes to your eggs and your hormones. So these setbacks, while I'm hoping they're temporary, do give me a lot of anxiety, which I'm trying to deal with. So I'm not trying again this month, and I'm going to meet with the endocrinologist in a couple of days. I guess I'll do a video to tell you guys what that is like, and to figure out what's the plan going to be to get my thyroid hormones stabilized. to figure how long that will take, because as of right now I have no clue when I'm going to be able to start trying again, and that's a real bummer, because in my head I know what I want to do going forward. I would like to do another IUI. I had planned to maybe even do it natural because I have a new donor, so maybe I'll just have better chemistry with this donor and not have to use the Clomid or the Ovidril, because I am still ovulating and, you know, producing eggs, so I don't have to have the Clomid. But now with these thyroid hormones being a little out of whack, I'm not sure so what the plan is going to be or when I'll be able to get started. So I'm pretty disappointed that things are going this way. I write about happiness and chasing joy, so I do make an effort to look on the bright side. So one of the positives of this is, oh, I'm sorry, I want to say one more thing before I tell you what one of the positives. So a couple of, friends, and even like my mom, when I was talking to them about this, they kind of, I don't want to say jokingly, but because there's always a little truth in jokes, but said, oh, well, maybe you're going to end up trying the old-fashioned, getting pregnant the old-fashioned way. And maybe that's the case. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm still, dating, or I would like to be dating. I'm not dating a lot, but, like, I'm still looking for my Mr. Joy Chaser. I have not, counted that out at all. But a couple people have said, oh, maybe you'll try the old-fashioned way. It'll be the old-fashioned way. And maybe that's the case. I really don't know. All I know is I want to be a mom, and I'm trying to do everything that's within my power to make that happen. Ultimately, it's up to God how it works out, and I'm just staying prayerful and doing whatever I can. So it's just interesting. A couple different people have said that to me. So, on to what I was about to say. Trying to remain positive about all this. On the bright side, I do feel like at least I'm getting, if there is really a thyroid issue, at least I can get it in check. One positive, people who have thyroid trouble, especially the hypothyroidism, which I believe would be the kind that it looks like I might be developing an issue with, tend to have a hard time losing weight. So if I did end up having to take some kind of medicine to help control my thyroid, maybe I could lose weight a little easier, because that is very challenging for me. So that's one positive. And then another positive is today I saw something on television about people having miscarriages, and they were saying the main reasons for miscarriages were, one was they don't know, unknown reason. But then some of the other reasons included things like hormone imbalances, diabetes, and thyroid issues. So I don't have diabetes or anything, but if I do have a thyroid issue, I'd much rather get it figured out now before I'm pregnant, because I pray to never have to experience a miscarriage. So that's a positive. And then another final positive is, who knows how this will go. I'm still planning to be a single mom by choice. I've not changed my mind on that. But if God brings me my Mr. Joy Chaser and things alter and I end up going the traditional route, at least through this process, I've had a lot of clinical things done and know what's going on with my body, and will have gotten some things resolved before I got pregnant that way. And regardless of how I end up pregnant, I have faith I'm going to end up pregnant. And at least I'm getting this figured out now. So anyway, sorry for rambling on. This is not the update that I wanted to give, but I know you guys have been waiting. So that's what's going on. That's what's happening with my 6th month, my 6th cycle of trying to get pregnant. Nothing is happening this month but some doctor's appointment, and I'll keep you guys posted on how that goes and when I know the plan for the future and when I can try again. I appreciate all you guys who watch and those who comment, and please keep praying for me. Please keep sending me baby dust and well wishes and all that good stuff. And if you have any experience with a thyroid issue or a cyst, because I have no clue how long the cyst will take to clear up either. I'm hoping, you know, within one cycle, but I really don't know. If you have experience with either of those, please leave a comment and tell me, you know, what you know, and what your experience was like. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will update you again soon. Bye.